Let's talk about how you can cut your students' memorization when it comes to vocabulary words in at least half the time. Hi there, welcome back, and if you're new here, welcome. My name is Karen, and if you're a homeschooling parent who's feeling overwhelmed or unsure about your ability to homeschool, then you're in the right place, because my goal is to help you fill in the academic gaps and teach you effective strategies that straight A students use. By doing so, we can help your child achieve lifelong success while you as a parent can feel relief and confidence so you can better enjoy this season of life. So let's jump into this method of how kids can learn their vocabulary words in half the time. Now, I've sort of combined two things together. One is the NLP strategies of recalling information the way straight A students do when it comes to their spelling bees and where their eyes look. Visually, we look up here to recall something, whereas down here, auditory digital, and down here is kinesthetic. Have you ever noticed when people maybe are at a wedding and they're really in their feelings and they start to tear up? What do? They look up here to stop crying, to go back to that visual sensory input. It's very interesting. So I combined that with a method I learned in a book called Vocabulary Made Easy by Pat Wyman. And I find that the two together is just perfection. Now, the first step is to have your vocabulary word list. Focus on the words that you want to learn. Now, we use the Robinson curriculum, and they have thousands of vocabulary cards that correspond with the different books, but you can also create your own. I just did a short recently how you can use ChatGPT, which is free to use, and any book that your kids are reading, you can plug in and ask it to give you a vocabulary list, the words and the definitions. It's really amazing. So you can start there if you don't have a set vocabulary list. The second step is to create visual images or associations for each word. And I think this is sort of similar to maybe like Anki flashcards, which is a great tool to learn a foreign language, because the first step when making the flashcards is when you have the word like knave is to think about what it sounds like to you. So I asked one of my kids, what does the word knave sound like? Never mind the definition, but just what does it sound like to you? And one of my kids told me it sounded like a cereal, because there's a cereal out there. I guess it's spelled very similar. So that's what she thought of, is that cereal. Now, the actual definition is a serving boy or male servant. So what you do is you have them draw a picture of what the association is in their mind of what the word sounds like to them, but also incorporating the actual definition. So as you can see, she drew like a servant boy with a bowl of that cereal. So here we write the actual term, the word, and then up here a very shortened version of the definition. And they draw the picture. So based on where they look up to recall, and I go more in depth in this in my course, Bridging the Gaps, I talk about how you can figure out which way they look up to remember, to recall. And the other side is more like reconstruction, like they're imagining something. So one is you're remembering something, and one is you're kind of like recreating something. So I go through how you can figure out which way they look up to recall, because that's very important. So you would put this wherever it is that they recall, and they stare at it, take a mental picture, maybe trace it with their fingers, and that's it. Then it's in their memory. And so that's it. Then you just ask them later, okay, what does knave mean? And teach them to not look down here, but to look up wherever they recall information, and to wait until they see that flashcard for them to see that association that they drew. And then they're gonna say it, serving boy or male servant. So this one is for my son who just turned 9. The word is recess. And so to him, it sounds like Reese's peanut butter cup, but the definition is a secret or hidden place. So he drew a Reese's peanut butter cup behind like a wall where he has to scan his eyes. I don't know. I don't have to understand the picture, but he gets it. So that's it. And once he took a picture and he really committed it to memory, now I just ask him, what does recess mean? He knows right away, secret or hidden place. Here's another one for cavalier, which I think this was my son or my daughter, I can't remember, but cavalier to them sounded like cavity. But the actual definition is chivalrous men with good manners. So here is a cavity with a little top hat with very good manners. And so I'm telling you that this works. They learn their vocabulary words like that. And it's up to you what kind of review system or testing you want to do. I have some suggestions in my course, and that's it. It works really well. And so, little plug here, if you're a homeschooler looking for a comprehensive remedial homeschooling program, or just want to learn these strategies that straight A students use, then I invite you to check out my signature course, Bridging the Gaps, which offers instruction and support for students who may be struggling in certain subject areas, but also, like I said, show you these strategies that can just really help your kids achieve lifelong academic success. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. That lets me know that you like this type of content to make more of it, and it also helps me out in the YouTube algorithm so this video doesn't get buried and it can help other parents. Now, I think you would really like this video, but YouTube's algorithm thinks you would like this video instead. So whichever one you choose, I will see you there. Bye for now.